everybody. It's time for our third set of 3 matches here at the Up&Downs for Season 5 of Code S. How are you feeling, Kelvin?
I'm feeling pretty good. Do you know who's also going to feel pretty good?
Whoever gets out of this group.
Keen. Because Keen has a match against Parting now, and if he wins the match against Parting, he's out of the group already. I actually thought that he could end up in a tiebreaker situation that would be a little bit weird, where he could still lose. But looking at the opponents he has to face after Parting, which is Trap and also Jan, he has no chance of ending up in a tiebreaker with a person that he didn't lose. So it will definitely, I don't think there could be a situation where he does not get out because of the opponents that he won against. I might have missed something like in the last set with player 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 play a certain result, but the chances of him not advancing are like...
I actually read during
if he wins.
I read during the break that if he wins, he will have a quote-unquote 90% or 91% chance of getting out of the group, assuming that it's based on chance and not skill who gets out of the group. But
who wrote that? I'm like 100% sure that he has like at least 99.99999%. It would be a crazy situation where he is not out of it. But first of all, we don't have Keen. So let's just talk about that a little bit later, focus a little bit on Shine against ASD.
ASD versus Shine is the map that's up here. ASD is at 1-1, Shine is at the same, so one of these two players will pull ahead here and take that 2-1 spot. It's going to be pretty important to win this game. You don't want to find yourself 1 and 2. Then the fate of yourself getting out of this group is not in your hands anymore. It's up to the other players. It's the GSL Up&Downs with Powder and Wolf. We're in
Ohana, and to the top left we have our Terran player playing for FXO, being on a 1-1 score. Now as we speak, he won earlier. He lost to Keen first and then he won against Björn. Now he's up against the Zerg. His idea is...
FXO ASD.
There he is. I love his wristband, by the way. That's exactly the style of stuff that I usually wear. Bottom right, we have his opponent. GSL Zerg player, who just lost to Keen, is up against another Terran now. His idea is...
GSL Shine.
a much better camera shot this time.
By the way, I noticed that earlier in the live thread on TL, a lot of people are a bit confused if what happens to a Trap later on if he loses. Guys, it is 100% certain, 100% that Trap is out if he loses. Yeah. There can't be a tiebreaker between 3 people and not 2 other people advancing in a 6-player group. That is not possible.
You can't have a 6-way tie with 3-3 with everybody. That would be the only way.
Also because there is not another person in the group right now that does not have a win.
By the way, that's actually the best. That's the best reason why you just said there at the end. This 2 barracks play is really cool by ASD. I really like it because he's not super aggressive with it. It's just a pressure play, and it's the location he's chosen really easily allows him to put his barracks back into the main. So this really punishes someone who goes for a hatch first and doesn't scout. But look at this. Shine is sending a drone down. He will see both SCVs, and that's going to be all he needs.
It's actually pretty cool that ASD tried to hide the second SCV. He was not able to pull it off. But yeah, it was the thought that counts.
Did he just not notice? He's not reacting here.
He has to pull drones, and he has to pull them fast.
I think he may just not have noticed.
I feel that he doesn't pull enough drones too.
Now he's pulling them.
Ah, there we go. More of them. Okay.
But this will be shut down. I don't think he can actually get in that bunker with this many drones. This is not a fast
He draws
play.
the rest of them, and that's what he has to do. He needs to kill that bunker, and he builds the spine crawler. Thank God. Shine, I love you. Finally, a Zerg player who is not afraid to build the spine.
Galdor professing his love here on the GSL.
Yeah. It drives me crazy when I see Zerg players die to a double barracks opening that they scouted, that they know about, and then they die because they are not willing to build one spine crawler. They are too greedy. They think I can do it without it. I don't need the spine crawler. And suddenly they lose too many drones, lose the game. And all that they had to do was build the spine crawler to be safe. In this case, the spine crawler won't help him, but still, better safe than sorry.
Yeah,
he can still cancel it.
You can use it later as well for Hellions, for example. And I believe he did just cancel it. Yep. Cancels it, saves the money and the drone.
Oh, he's backed into a corner here. Yeah, but there are too many.
But that was still a pretty decent trade, as long as he doesn't lose any more of these. Keeping the Marine count down, using those earlings that you don't actually get much out of in the early game because of wall-offs. ASD makes the third command center now, utilizing the Marines he has for defense, and wants to pull ahead economically. I like the pressure build he's put on here. It was really nicely done. Pulled right back into the main. Shine even had to make that spine, but Shine reacted by canceling.
Yep, he did everything right here. He played it safe, and then he realized, okay, there's no follow-up. My opponent is not pressuring anymore. There are no SCVs on the map. He's just trying to retreat with his Marines. I don't need that spine crawler. I can cancel it. I will still be fine. It's okay. So that was really well executed. He gets the second gas now in his main base. So wherever ASD scouts with a scan, he will only see one gas at this point in time.
It's going to be hard for him to know exactly how many gas have been taken. Something to wonder about now is, will ASD go for mech? I'm starting to think that he will. He hasn't made any more Marines, even though he's making the third barracks. We have seen this a lot. Barracks is a great way to wall. He starts Marine production again, though. This is a good map for mech. And with the extra Marines he's making now, it's starting to look less likely that he's actually going to be doing that. And now with the E-base, it is certain that he'll be going for a Marine tank build. But the Marines just sitting across the map right now are really scary. If Shine gets his earlings caught by them, he's going to lose his lings. Less players these days are sending the SCV with these to make the bunker, which is kind of disappointing. I really like that build. We're seeing him do exactly what Keen did on Entomb Valley, and he will force a cancel on this hatchery again.
Okay, he moves in now with the Marines, and this is a great move out that he has here. The speed is halfway done, so the Zerglings will not even be there in time, even if there were any, but yeah, he cancels, and of course the drone dies.
He needs to put those Marines behind the minerals. Actually, he could get out. I don't know if he knows that, though. He does decide to run away with his Marines. He doesn't run them away very far. He's actually going to take the long way around. He may end up losing them when speed finishes as a result.
What I like for ASD, I like this style where he really goes for a lot of upgrades and tries to have this heavy-hitting Marine force. This is a nice position at the Zanaga Watchtower. The Marines will die eventually, or will they? Yeah. They will, but they definitely did a lot of damage. And the problem for Shine later on is going to be that he's far behind in upgrades. 1-1 has not only been started, but is already halfway done. And siege tanks are now on the way. So that can be pretty scary. Of course, as a result, the one problem that ASD has is that his tech is a little bit later. He won't have the starport in time to get these massive amounts of medivacs out there. But he's already on 3 CC, so he's triple producing SCVs, has a decent amount of units here, has a nice defense, and Shine needs to be careful here how he's going to approach this. I like that he's going for the double evolution chamber with the double upgrades, wants to catch up here. Roach Drone is also being built. That's going to be an interesting game. Yeah, at this point I'm really pretty certain that we are going to see a pretty cool game between the two of them. Yeah, it's not like that tournament life really depends on this game alone, but whoever wins here is certainly in a much more comfortable situation.
Yeah, they will pull ahead. Now, what the Roach Warren is really interesting to me. He may feel, well, now he's going to know with his Overlord that there are a bunch of Marines attacking those rocks. He may have felt those Marines were tossed away and he was going into a mech composition. He wants to get those Roaches out. He's getting Roach speed here. And he doesn't really know what sort of composition he's facing until this moment. Now this is the moment where he sees, and he cancels Roach speed. He thought, as I did initially, that ASD might be going for mech on this map, and now he's like, oh, okay, I have my Roach Warren to be safe. I'm going to cancel my speed, and I'm going to be okay here.
ASD is completely on top of things with this upgrade. Starts the +2/+2 immediately, doesn't lose a single second here. And Infestation Pit now for Shine. The third base is going to be taken very, very soon. Now a bit of an opening here that he could use in order to get units into the natural, but that's not going to happen. Stim and Combat Shield is being researched. Creep spread by Shine.
He is going to be AST that is moving his barracks into his main base. There's a moment where his wall is vulnerable, but Shine won't be able to capitalize on that. He moves these so he can make reactors. It's impossible to make reactors with that much of a wall. And if you do, you have to put them in a weird spot where your wall is vulnerable, and you might lose your reactors. So smart to move them into the main base here.
We still don't have a single medivac. Not one. 11 minutes in the game now, and he's kind of using all his gas that he has on Marines, on the upgrades for the Marines, like Stim and Combat Shield, on tank upgrades.
And the siege tanks themselves as well.
He doesn't even have a stop for, right? He has one. He has one, and now it starts Viking and Medivac. A Viking to chase down the Overlords, and the Medivac, of course, for his Marine.
I don't think that Shine realizes he hasn't started 2-2 for his slings just yet, because he hasn't done it, and he's had the ability to do it for quite some time now. And as a result, ASD is pulling way ahead in upgrades. He's about to be at 2-2. There's +2 for melee weapons now coming out for Shine. And this is going to be really important because there's going to be a big window of time where ASD has the 2-2 advantage over his opponent. He has a late Baneling speed as well here.
I'm also pretty sure that ASD is not going to wait too long with a +3/+3. Maybe not immediately. I love that we have speed for the Overlords. This will help him a lot against the Viking, and also he can just start to fake drop a little bit.
And with the speed, he has the ability to move his Overlords around on the map to spot for drops, like you said, and also to spread creep, block expansions.
That's what he does to the right side of the map, though. Now, at the left, we don't really have the Overlord spreading creep yet. And the Super Soon nearly completed for ASD. Shine with a Hive Tech.
And Shine is actually taking a 4th base, but he doesn't have a lot of control over the map right now. This is going to be the moment where ASD says, no more creep. I'm not allowing it. He's going to start scanning and picking off those tumors when he moves out aggressively. He didn't go for those fast medevacs, as you discussed earlier, so he wasn't doing drops earlier on, but now he's got this ground army. Shine has to get good bundles here to be able to fight this army. We saw what happened earlier, though, when you run out of energy.
The Infestors are becoming an issue, so he needs to spread his Marines, and with a +2/+2 of upgrades done, he's getting a little bit more aggressive. So far, he doesn't really have the resources to start +3/+3.
That was a nice pickup.
Yeah, just in time to avoid the fungal, to dodge it.
This is a scary moment. When the Terran player starts to move up the ramp at the 4th base on Ohana, you just send small groups of Marines so they take the fungals, then they get healed from the medevacs behind, they use your siege tanks, and you slowly just start pushing closer and closer to the hatchery until you kill it.
One of the things that happened now is that ASD is losing his upgrade advantage a tiny little bit. At least if Shine starts his 3rd set of upgrades, as soon as he's done with those 2. He tries to defend here, and look at ASD being on 200 supply. This is pretty rare that we have a Terran player pulling this far ahead in this matchup.
Like, he's finally taken out. Very annoying. This is that timing I was talking about where you start moving up the ramp before your opponent has Broodlords, of course, and you just send small groups.
Shine is down 40 supply. This is really a scary spot. I don't think that he will be able to hold this fort. Fungal, yeah, it takes down a few Marines, but the siege tanks are sieged up. A drop is headed towards the main base at the bottom right. Here comes Shine, committing heavily.
But it's so hard to walk down the ramp against a concave of units.
He doesn't have all of his units here.
Yeah, they're not all together. The second wave comes down now. He loses that concave position, but he will still be able to clean up Shine. And that drop to the bottom right actually was... he didn't quite send it in time, and now the spores can clean it up, it looks like.
Yeah, there are a lot of spore crawlers. There are also a few banelings and zerglings in position to deal with dropped ground units. He's trying to drop them behind the mineral line straight at the pool. And here comes ASD at the left side. He's using this distraction to siege up the 4th base again. Takes down the hatch. And the timing for him is perfect. The Greater Spire has just now been started, but he doesn't take down the hatch.
27 hit points left, and he's not going to be able to get it. There's nothing he can do to get in there now. He doesn't have a drop available. This is actually kind of incredible that he didn't get that hatchery. He's now going to transfuse it with his next 5 energy on that queen.
He has to. If he doesn't transfuse, then I don't know. Then a single Marine can kill it.
If he doesn't transfuse, then Kauder is confused about that.
Yeah, pretty much so. There it is.
Several transfuses.
But ASD really lost a lot here. The thing is, he lost so many resources. In the resource loss tab, he lost more resources than Shine. This matchup is so rare. He could have done so much more. I'm not quite sure if he forgot those units at the top right. He was maxed out on 200 supply. He had a 50 supply lead, but then attacked with only half his units.
A lot of the time when you're in these situations as a Terran player, you either reset your rally, you forget where your rally was. And this happens as a Zerg as well, where you have your reinforcements in the wrong spot.
That's a really interesting move. The scanner reveals the Zerglings.
People are starting to figure out that you can use Burrow in ways that no one has ever done before, though, and I really like to see that. We saw just the other day, I believe it was in the final round of Code, I don't remember who it was, it may have been Curious, just Lings burrowed all over the map so that he has vision of every single spot. And here we go, ASD coming through now, up the ramp once more with the siege tanks to fall back on. The Queen's going to go down here, but the Broodlords are here, and that's what he didn't have last time. Now he's got them.
Three starports are being built now. He needs to have something against the Broodlords. There are also enough Queens to send transfuses. Where are the Thunders though? He needs to shield them a little bit better.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised he didn't catch those medevacs either. I don't think ASD should be walking up like this. He should be walking down. He's losing a lot of units now.
Yeah, he's definitely losing a lot.
Shine's still not able to, I feel, maybe manage his larva 100% correctly. He may want to have a macro hatch here. Look at his gas. His minerals are getting up there a little bit, but he doesn't have the supply to back up the economy that he has.
ASD is playing a great game. He has a 4th base, which is a planetary, which is very hard to engage right now. This position is really a good one. I'm impressed at how well ASD approaches this matchup on this map.
The lone Broodlord moves across the map.
Look at ASD, he's maxed out again. He has now so many structures that can produce Vikings, so many starports. He's getting a high Viking count. He's spreading his units in the fights pretty decently.
He's had that 4th base for so long, you know. As a Zerg player, you always want to be one base up on a Terran, because if you're not, then he's just going to trade with his extremely cost-efficient army that uses map terrain.
The story in this game is that ASD is really out-macroing Shine.
Yeah, he definitely is. Shine is not able to put any pressure on that 4th base because ASD has been the aggressor, and he's been hitting all of his production cycles a little bit better than Shine. I feel Shine lost a lot of larva injects with that transfuse wave that he did because he doesn't have too many extra queens.
The mineral income for ASD is crazy, and he is at 1,400 minerals. He also has the gas to back it up. It's just a really impressive style that ASD showcases here. He is the aggressor on the map. He is out-macroing his opponent. Shine has not lost this game. He has a deadly composition. But if it's an even trade, then ASD will simply rebuild his army. He's getting all the upgrades that he missed earlier. The attack upgrade. He's even adding another starport. How many starports does he have? Is that already the 5th starport?
I think he has 5 now. I'll check it for you.
That must be starport number 5 or even number 6.
Number 5.
Yeah, that's starport number 6 that he's building right now. Oh no, that's the 5th that he's building. Yeah. That's a bit crazy. He will be able to respond to whatever tech transition Shine pulls out of his head. He will respond to it immediately.
Yeah. Dealing with Ultralists would be a little bit more difficult for him, but he does have several tech ops on his barracks as well. These SCVs are being tossed away. He actually treats them for banelings. That's awesome.
Look at his production tab. He's getting everything. Autosec training, he's getting the Seeker missiles, he's getting the reactor for his Ravens.
Reactor, yeah. High-sec auto tracking. He's going to want to get durable materials, though.
I am impressed. I did not expect ASD to play this well. Shine, on the other hand, you could argue that he allowed this style, that he did not put on enough pressure. But still, the way that ASD executes this is really impressive, and the back that he has will help him a lot. He hasn't won the game yet, but still.
This is such a serious drop that not turning the army around is not going to be okay. It's not going to be acceptable. He has to turn everything around. This is exactly what ASD wants. He kills the hatch over here.
No cancel. And so many Banelings already lost to just 1 or 2 Marines. This is too many Banelings that he's sacrificing right now. That's a lot of resources lost. And now the Vikings come in. He needs to
split them, though.
Yeah, exactly. He needs to make sure that he splits them. That's important.
The Corruptor count is actually already quite high, up to 17. The preparations that ASD went into for the late game were actually behind those of Shine. Shine had the Corruptor count. He's built them up. But he also has built up Infest energy. So, as we were discussing before, this game could change in an instant if you don't split your Vikings. But when the Secret Missile comes out, the same will be said of the Broodlords. He's going to have to make sure that those are not too clumped. The same with the Corruptors. Everything right now becomes about the air battle and the Infestors.
Corruptors 18, Vikings 15. Upgrades a little bit better for the Vikings, though.
+3 armor finishing now for the Marines. The Brood Lords are starting to eat away at the ground army, but
this is a tough battle now. Both of them have good bank. This is the battle where it comes down to. He starts to focus the Brood Lords. There are the
Vikings are just falling apart here. He's making 8 of them right now, but he did not actually use them all together.
This is like the perfect composition for Shine. He did not overcommit to Brood Lords. He has way more Corruptors than his opponents has Vikings, and with Fungus like this, hitting those clumped up units, he can take down the anti-air of ASD in a second. The game that ASD played was brilliant, but he just doesn't have the better composition here. The unit ratio is excellent for Shine, and he is just taking apart.
ASD doesn't even get that faster. This is going to be the game for him.
ASD, apparently, he waited a little bit too long. It is the perfect unit ratio for Shine.
Every unit he has is under the range of like 1 fungal. That's not how you want to do it.
No.
And he's going to lose all of these Vikings, even the Queens on the ground helping out here.
You can argue that ASD made maybe 3 mistakes, maybe a little bit too timid, did not control his Vikings well enough with the splits, and his unit ratio was not the best against what Shine used. Shine had 9 Brood Lords, which is exactly the number that you want. They are strong against ground units, but you can still have enough Corruptors to deal with your opponent's Vikings, and his Fungals were spot on. There was no split for ASD. The Terran player looked really great in the mid game, but now in this early game scenario, Shine is just getting the better end. GG.
Drops a Secret Missile, drops the GG. And Shine takes a lead here in the group. This will, of course, change as soon as Keen plays his game, because he will tie, even if he loses. But ASD not going to be happy about that one, because now he takes a deficit 1 and 2, meaning that his fate in the group is no longer up to him. It's up to a possible tiebreaker that may occur, but he has to just sit on the bench now and hope, and win every other game that he plays in.
At this point, we have him against 2 Protoss players. He has to face Parting and he has to face Trap. He's really strong in the matchup against Protoss. His timing attacks are well thought out. And this is something that he can now rely on. He only has 1 win so far. He was able to take down Bjorn. He has to face the Protoss matchup, the Terran versus Protoss later. And really, now his thoughts have to be on this matchup. If he can take down both of them, there is definitely a chance for him to advance to Codes. First of all, we're going to have a closer look at Keen against Parting. A Terran versus Protoss match that we are casting next. Entombed Valley is the map. Both of them, of course, ready in the booth.
I'm really curious to see what type of strategy we're going to see from Keen. He loves to put on pressure with his early Marines. It's a 4-player map. I'm thinking that Parting, on the other hand, may go for one of his triple Nexus strategies. We haven't seen that from him in a while. Not only, of course, in this Up&Down series, but just in general, in Code A, Codes, wherever he is, even in WCS, he's just not so much using that strategy anymore, but it was one he created. I saw him use it against, I think it was MVP in OSL, but he hasn't been using that strategy all too much in a while. He's really good at it, and it might throw Keen off if he goes for it here. Entombed Valley is a great map for it.
The game is about to start, ladies and gentlemen. 2 strong players. Parting being on 1-1, Keen with a 2-0 lead in the group. Is he able to win here? We'll find out. The commander to the left. The game is about to start here at the GSL, the Up&Downs. We are on our 3rd day. It is Group C. 2 players will advance to Codes. Who's it gonna be? Keen and Parting fighting for their chance here, and the game is live. Let's jump right into the match. Entombed Valley.